Welcome back to whatever this is, Monday Night Raw Recap. That's it.
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
I think that's what I put it as anyway.
You think?
Monday, WWE Monday Recap, something like that.
Anyway, why does it look like I'm like...
You're fine. You're fine. Twitch is weird. Leave it alone. Don't bully
It looked like
Twitch.
you just saw the top of my head.
Yeah,
anyway.
just eyes and above, nothing else.
I am here. Anyway, why are we getting pop-ups all of a sudden?
I don't know, man.
Anyway.
That's from the computer itself being weird. Anyway.
I'm CK.
I'm Tilfari.
I'm Knight Rider.
We just changed our bio. We're gonna do a lot more of this. I think we're not gonna necessarily be done with games. I think we might do some when we do the random. Maybe Tafari will grab a game instead of doing a random 1 week or
Yeah.
You know, but this is gonna be our primary stuff.
I'm thinking of Oh wait, this is probably too far over. They probably not. That's fine.
I'm pretty loud.
Yeah,
This echoes a
yeah.
little bit more than like
My room did. Yeah. Anyway,
because you kind of need it probably more towards you. Yeah, like right about there.
That's
so it can
yeah.
pick up
Yeah,
him.
we're professionals, everybody. We totally don't set this up every day and have to adjust all the little shit every time.
We're working on getting like. Not permanent, but something to where we're not having to adjust everything all the...
Well, we're still going to have to adjust the camera every time because we can't leave that up there. The cats will tear it up.
That is true. Anyway.
Alright.
We are going to get into our Raw talk.
Yep.
Raw
Starting
chat.
off, Gunther's walking into the arena, and he walks by Alpha Academy.
Doing their little...
TikTok dance.
Yeah, whatever it is they do.
And you described it perfectly. Gunther always has this look on his face like he just smelled the most rotten, stanky ass. I don't know what it is, but it's rotten and it's stank because he's just like all the time. Just
we're not talking any smack about Gunther. Like he is phenomenal in that ring.
Yeah, he's a great wrestler, but
he just does like his promos or like walks by somebody. He always has this.
Like he just smelled the most rotten egg fart imaginable.
The rotten egg fart.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Then they had everybody, walking into the arena. You had Lyra, you had,
Dakota Kai, you had everybody.
Which I kind of like that. It gives you a little bit of them, like, walking in earlier, whatever. Kind of let you know that they're there.
And what to look forward to later in the night.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, there's some good points to it. There's some bad points. Because sometimes, like, with the Gunther thing, that does lead into a story later on.
Which Well, I'm going to enjoy getting to that part, but this part I'm not going to enjoy because...
But because it is Tafari's least favorite, aka favorite, person to not talk about, we're going to give it to him to let him break down the first little part here.
So, Logan Paul comes out to the ring, and he's like...
The crowd's booing him, like, I mean... Bad.
But he basically comes out there and says, this place stinks.
I'm from Cincinnati. You all need to love me.
Yeah, you're supposed to love me, but damn, this place stinks. You're all rotten. I was flying in today on my private jet, and I told my pilot, you know what? Nah, let's do a U-turn, turn around, leave this place. But he's like, wait, no.
How did he word it? Hold on. I have it. How he worded it. I'll go to Cincinnati and I will perform in front of peasants because I am so humble.
Yeah. I'm so humble.
The crowd, at this point, is chanting, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck.
Logan Paul does suck. He ain't worth a damn.
He's not worth...
like John Cena.
No, they're not even in the same...
And then he makes the comment that they all just don't respect talent like him.
It has nothing to do with respecting talent. It has to do with realizing like a genuine jackass when you see one.
Acting like he's entitled to
he like, here's the thing. I know we were talking smack about sexy BJ Ray from LFG. But, like I've said, I could be wrong. Maybe he actually is a jackass in real life. But most likely, Sexy BJ Ray is playing the part of Sexy BJ Ray. Logan Paul, on the other hand, just actually is a jackass. Like, there's no hiding it. He's just horrible human being.
Well, Punk gets to that a little bit later, too.
Then, he's out there rambling, saying, oh, I'm going to win the Elimination Chamber, go on, because I'm what's best for business.
Yeah, well,
Anyway. And then CM Punk's music hits. He comes down to the ring, and Logan's like, and they're all chanting, CM Punk, CM Punk. And Logan gets in the mic, he's like, what's all y'all's problem with me? Actually, you know what? No. What's your problem with me, CM Punk?
And then he's like, no, wait, I already know.
You're jealous of me.
I don't think that's it at all.
I don't think I'm not going to say there's not a single human being on the planet. There's not a single human being on the planet jealous of Logan Paul.
Well, unless you're like 2.
Yeah. Anyway.
But and I know we might get a little off subject with this, but that seems to be the general consensus, even with some of the wrestlers. Like, what was it, a couple weeks ago? We brought up the whole Tiffy thing.
Yeah.
Tiffy, he came up to Tiffy, he's like, I see a lot of me and you. I could really help you learn some stuff. She's like, I don't want you.
I doubt he has very many friends backstage. In fact, I'd go far as to say he has no friends backstage. But anyway, CM Punk comes out and he's like, I don't have a problem with you. I don't know how does he word it? Yeah, grab the microphone. They're still chanting CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. Logan's like, you're jealous of me, blah 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 blah. CM Punk, your entire career is just you failing consistently upwards. Whereas I succeed at everything I do.
I don't know if that is exactly the word I would use for that.
He's made a lot. He's like, I don't remember if he said this here or if it was during a different promotion, but I remember him saying, like, I didn't come into this business to be famous. I was already famous before. I didn't come into this business to get rich. I already had money before. I came into this business to be a superstar, or however he words it.
Yeah, and I think that was a press promotion, but yeah, it's the same basic BS.
Yeah.
But it does get to the fact that, he's like talking to the crowd and he's like, you guys are booing me and saying I suck. Last time I was on Monday Night Raw, I beat Rey Mysterio, your great Rey Mysterio, Hall of Famer. I beat him.
Yeah. But once again, like I've said, I've said this, I will say it 1,000 times more. Logan Paul could be he could go to the Olympics and win every single gold medal in existence.
And it would still not make
it doesn't change the fact that he's still a genuine jackass. I don't care about his talent. I don't care about his wrestling ability. I don't care about any of that. He is a genuine piece of human garbage.
But he says he's going to go to Elimination Chamber, which is always he's going to win Elimination Chamber. And I'm going to rephrase something I have said, and you can see it in the notes. We keep saying, and I think this is kind of me and you and Knight Rider, wherever he wandered to. We've been saying this. Mm-hmm. We don't care who wins, just not John Cena. We're going to refresh that a little bit. Okay? Anybody but John Cena, and you can go ahead, read what I put.
You put a lot.
When I say anybody can win this match but John Cena. That includes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, we're as long as Cena or Paul doesn't win it, I'm fine.
That idiot.
And you might disagree. I'd rather Cena win it than Logan Paul because like I said, he's just a genuine piece of human garbage.
I would rather neither one.
I agree, but if I had to choose between the lesser of two evils, because here's the thing, you might not like John Cena as a wrestler, but he's a good guy. Logan Paul is just trash.
everywhere
Yeah.
way you look.
Anyway.
Turning sideways.
Going on, CM Punk says, you know what? You're right, because Logan Paul says, you know, they've always chanted different names. You know, Stone Cold,
Seth Rollins,
CM Punk. And in a few years, they're going to be chanting my name. And CM Punk's like, you know what? Everything you just said is wrong, but you did get one thing right. The names do change.
And hold on, he says something. How does he say it?
He says,
I put it in.
He says those names, they're legends. We've gone on and made history. You haven't made anything yet. And in a few years, and by the time you're done here, nobody will have time to remember you or to remember your name.
Yep. I thought that was really cool.
Because I'm going to go on to win an Elimination Chamber, and I'm going to go make history. Meanwhile, you'll be history.
Well, he said, how did he word it?
He says,
Logan Paul, okay, CM Punk says you're just a series of failures. I don't have a problem with you. I have a problem with you. You're like everybody else. You're a dime a dozen. A loudmouth punk kid who does incredibly stupid things just for reaction, for the shock value of it. No character, no substance, no talent. These people deserve better.
yeah.
And I would try to get that as close to word for word because I was like,
Yeah.
because he's done that.
Yeah.
And I'm not praising him for any of it. But you look on the social media, and if you're one of those people that like do all that, just stop.
Yeah.
It's not cool. You might get 1 million views, but I'm telling you, it's not 1 million views of people thinking you're the coolest person. It's thinking you're a jerk.
Mm-hmm. He's a jackass.
You
But
know,
anyway.
you go into Walmart and you do, you know, the dumb antics that they do, throwing bananas on the floor. You know,
God, I hate that shit. But anyway,
but I know we're getting off. But the point is, that's basically what he's getting at.
Yeah,
you do things just for shock value.
Yeah, you do things. You're a dime a dozen. You know, you're a loudmouth, and you think that makes you a one in a lifetime gold mine. But you're just like everybody else. You're a punk ass kid.
Yep.
And then he says, you know, CM Punk says, I'm going to go on to Elimination Chamber. I'm going to beat Cody Rhodes. I'm going to make history. Meanwhile, you're going to be history. Because Cody Rhodes is out here thinking of selling his soul to The Rock. But he's going to find out that in this business, I am Satan himself. And in this business, you're a nobody.
Yep, I loved that.
And then Logan...
Did the stupidest freaking thing ever.
He slaps CM Punk across the face.
Left in blood. Like, he had, like, a little spot of blood. Like, I mean, it was too little to be fake.
Yeah.
If that doesn't...
Yeah, I get you.
If that doesn't sound... He might have bit his tongue doing it. And it might have been on purpose, but I don't see you willingly biting your tongue.
No, it was
like
probably just like, you know, and it was a slap.
He had... You saw a little spot of blood. He kind of went...
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you saw a little bit of blood on his lip.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it
Once
was...
again, a punk-ass kid. Punk-ass... Anyway. Moving on to... This surprised me.
Well, there's a lot of people getting on it.
Well, we had Ludwig Kaiser versus Penta versus Pete Dunne.
And it was a pretty good match.
It was a triple threat. It was a great match. You know, first time ever with these three.
And I mean, it was...
All right, good.
I forgot to change that.
A good Mac, Pinta's Domino's Pizza, emotional act. It's spell check. I'm being a jackass about it, but it was
again, I say this every week. When you're sitting there and you're watching it, and you're trying to just keep enough notes to maybe go back and remember kind of
the things that happen, yeah.
The events that happen.
But yeah.
I don't always get to go back and check them. And then when I don't go back and check them, these two get on me for it.
No, I'm just being a smart ass. But yeah, it was a good match. There was a bunch of back and forth as you expect in a triple threat. Actually, I can't even really say there was a lot of back and forth. Penta was pretty much dominating the entire match.
And that's what a lot of people are saying, that, if you look at it, yes, Penta has a loss on his record. But did he really lose the match? And the reason is no, because he technically wasn't involved in the pin. It was Kaiser versus pinning.
Well, that's
Ludwig.
just how triple threats work.
Or Kaiser pinning.
Pins,
Dunn.
yeah. But anyway, one thing I did notice is, you had Kaiser and Dunn in the ring, and, Dunn does a thing where he breaks your fingers, and Kaiser sold it perfectly. And then, because I know that was the thing with him and Penta where he didn't sell the, not the Mexican Destroyer, the Sacrifice.
Yeah.
And then Pete Dunne had the Sacrifice done on him by Penta. He sold it perfectly. So I felt like, pointing that out, since it's been a thing with them before.
Yeah.
But
What, baby boys?
Penta hits the Mexican Destroyer off. He jumps off of Kaiser, hits Dunn with the Mexican Destroyer, kicks Kaiser in the mouth.
Kaiser gets back in the ring.
Yeah.
Goes Penta out.
And then hits a spinning DDT on Pete Dunne. 1, 2, 3, wins the match, runs out of the ring.
Yep.
Clean. I mean, it's a triple threat. You can't really cheat in a triple threat. So it was a clean match. I was genuinely surprised because going into it, I was like, we already know who's gonna win this. It's gonna be Penta because,
Exactly.
they've been they've been giving it to him ever since he got here. And some people might disagree with this. I'm glad Penta didn't win it because he's done. And I don't get me wrong. I know he's a phenomenal lucha libre. I know he's a great wrestler. But like I've said, with what Kaiser has been saying before, he's just been a jobber. So I'm glad they finally gave him a win that he deserved.
I agree.
I
I mean,
agree.
I'm not gonna say he's one of my favorites by any stretch, good or bad, but
He deserves better than what he's been getting.
yeah,
Because like I said, he might not be on Gunther's level. He's not. Like we said, there are very few who are. But he was in Imperium for a reason. He's a phenomenal wrestler. And we've just been seeing him get beat up.
Yep.
Then we have the Rhea interview, which was, again, just basically, I say throwaway interview, but it's really,
It was a throwaway interview.
yeah, I mean, they asked her kind of, we got a match next week, against EO, and she's like, I'm not going to look past EO, but right now, I need to look at the Elimination Chamber and who's going to win that, and, but I'm not looking past
Yeah,
EO.
because
And then-
I've never beaten Io Sky,
yeah,
but
so
it's
they
been
faced, 3 times, and she said, but that's been like 5 years.
yeah, it's been 5 years, and since then I've become the most dominant woman in this industry in the WWE. And then Io Sky comes up, and she's basically like, she basically just says, I'm gonna beat you for the title.
Yeah. Which I don't think they're going to this close to Mania. I don't see EO doing it.
That's why I was very surprised about the main event, but
Well,
we'll get to that. Yeah.
And then you had the Boo Day. And that's what I'm going to call them. From now on, it is not the New Day. It is the Boo Day.
Yeah.
It is... They are garbage.
And you know what?
And okay, I understand the heel heat, but just this whole attitude, and I understand it, I really do, and they're doing great at it, don't get me wrong, but this is just uncalled for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it's like with the Kevin Owens stuff. I understand its story, but it is just a step beyond what it needs to be. And I don't fault WWE for it.
No, I mean
They're doing great.
That's the whole
But
point of it.
It is this thing of, like, they're doing phenomenal as heels. But it is just so bad. I mean, it's like every week, y'all gonna boo us. You all ought to be praising God
That we're here.
That we're here defending you. defending the locker room. Yeah, it's like, come on, guys, for real.
Exactly.
You're not that great.
No.
And
you used to be.
And then then Kofi, which I didn't put on here, he had a whole rant on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, that he was basically calling out LWO, saying, you guys say you don't get a chance to get these titles. We didn't get a chance. We made a chance. Mm-hmm. Which he's right.
Yeah.
But, I think in the same sense, he's like, me and Kofi did everything for this. We went out there and, we didn't need any help. We didn't need anybody. And I'm going to tell you this. Kofi might have been 100% right, but it was never about Kofi and Xavier. There was always Big E. And they've not been really much of anything since Big E's been gone.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But they're out there in the ring, ranting, raving, their usual bullshit. The LWO comes out, chases them out of the ring. The match starts.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good back and forth until the very end.
But the Bude wins.
Yeah, but and I don't know if you caught it, and maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I just barely caught it, like out of the corner of my eye as it was happening. But I believe it was Kofi. I don't remember which one was which, but it was Kofi on the apron, like distracting the referee. Meanwhile, Xavier was in the ring, and he scratches the eyes of one of the LWO. Pushes them into the corner, which causes the other member of LWO to fall off. And then he hits him with his finisher, and they win the match. And then, not only do they win the match,
they attack LWO
after the fact. Dragon Lee rushes out to the ring, gets a few good licks off, but they end up beating him up too. Hit him with like the double power slam, and that was basically the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you had Judgment Day backstage, and this was so juicy, I guess. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, but you had, of course, Finn Balor and Dominic arguing about, and Dom had a good lick in there, because I gotta give it to Dom with that one, because
Finn is back there, basically
ripping on Dom.
Yeah, he's like, you had a chance last week to go and beat. Or AJ Styles. You went out, not only did you get beat by AJ Styles, but you went out there and you got speared by Braun Breaker. And then Dom comes back, she's like, you know what? You're right. But I got you a shot at the Elimination Chamber against Seth Rollins. And guess what? You lost against Seth Rollins.
Yep.
He's not wrong.
And and then Liv comes in and she's like, are we doing this again?
What?
Come here.
Little rotten ass.
Liv and Raquel come in, and Liv's like, are we doing this again?
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
And, Liv is like, it doesn't matter. Dom might not have won last time. You might have lost the Elimination Chamber. But this week, we have a shot for the titles. And we're going to bring gold back to the Judgment Day. Because it doesn't matter who's champion as long as we have a champion in Judgment Day. Right? And Finn's like, yeah, you're right.
But he had that look on his face, like... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And again,
and he's like, Liv tells him, you know what, so you guys should go and focus on helping Dom for his match against Braun Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and Finn hits him with the classic lines like, okay, we'll deal with our business as long as you deal with your business.
Exactly.
And then they basically just go on their way.
But, we missed the whole part to where, again, they have that Dom and Finn have the little argument about a new member.
Oh, yeah.
They're teasing a new member, and, nobody knows, at least what I can find. If you watch this and you think you have an idea, I'd love to hear an idea.
Exactly.
On who the new member might be?
Yeah.
I have... Who... Spitball, who do you think it might be?
If I had to go with one... I don't think it's going to be anybody that we're going to,
No.
Well, not necessarily no, but I don't think it's going to be on the main roster.
Yeah, someone
I
from
think they're going
NXT
to bring
maybe.
somebody from NXT, and even then, their whole character could change by the time.
That's true.
They could bring in.
Shit. Down. Down, buddy. Good boy.
They could bring in Stacks from the family and move him up to the main roster and make him. I mean, I'm just saying. And
we have no idea.
You really don't know if they bring somebody, but I don't think it's going to be somebody like on the main roster.
Yeah,
as we
that would
think of
make
it right
sense.
now.
I feel like that makes
It's not
sense.
going to be anybody we know.
I feel like
it's going to be people we know. It might be, and I don't see it, but it could be somebody. Okay, and I'm going to throw this out there, and maybe it's another 6 weeks away, whatever it is.
someone from LFG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could even see BJ.
Oh God.
But
no.
I say that
No,
just to make a
no.
point.
The sad thing is, I can totally see that.
They say they get an NXT contract, but who's to say?
Yeah. And that's the thing is, the winner gets an NXT contract, but who's to say BJ doesn't have that star power that just shoots him right to the main roster? He's not going to go to the main roster. But you get the point.
I'm saying it doesn't have to be anybody that we can think of right now.
Yeah. And honestly, maybe I could be totally wrong about this, but I feel like if they're going to bring in anybody, they need a powerhouse. Because on Liv's side, you have Liv Morgan and you have Raquel. Raquel is her powerhouse. She's basically just her bodyguard. She's said that 1,000 times.
Hold on. I'm going to get to a point. Go ahead with what you're saying.
But I feel like if they bring in somebody, it needs to be a powerhouse. Not necessarily like someone like super huge like Braun Strowman or anything, but because I mean, so far in the Judgment Day, we have Finn Balor, he's a high flyer. We have Dominic Mysterio, he's a high flyer. We have Apple Boy, he's just Apple Boy. He doesn't really do anything except that's it. He's an Apple Boy. So I feel like they need somebody who has the power. Like when they were going up against Damian Priest, for example, he was 4v1ing them consecutively, week after week after week. They need somebody who can go up against guys like Damian Priest or Braun Strowman or Braun Breaker.
Back to the whole Judgment Day thing here for a second. Something I didn't put in there, and I wanted to bring it up because you brought it up when we were watching it.
What?
Carlito. You remember what I'm talking about?
The golden ones?
Yeah.
Golden ones are the best.
He goes,
I'm sorry.
Carlito, as they were walking out, when they were told to go take on their business and whatever, he looks at like the apple bowl and he's like,
"Ooh, a golden one."
A golden one. And walks away. And Tafari over here was like, "Ooh, yeah, those are the best."
The golden ones are the best. It's just true. I mean,
I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was really cool because you were like, "Yeah." And then you bring up Apple Boy and whatever. But anyway, you had them backstage, and then this was the most idiotic thing. And again, I love Gunther, but I'm gonna read kind of how I put this all together.
Mm-hmm.
You had Gunther come to the ring, said he had an open challenge. That's how he worded it. I have an open challenge, but I handpicked my opponent. Is that just a regular match?
Kind of. But he comes out there and he says, you guys are yeeting, blah, 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 blah. At WrestleMania, I'm going to shut down this yeet clown factory, or however he puts it. Put Jey Uso in the dirt. And he calls
Tozawa.
Akira Tozawa out to the ring for his match. And I'm not going to lie.
Tozawa had genuine fear.
He had genuine fear in his heart, but I said,
like I said, but hold on.
Yeah, let's get to what he says. He brings him out to the ring. He
basically tells him, I see a lot of me in you.
We have a few things in common. Not a lot, a few. We both uprooted ourselves from our home country to start a career here in the WWE. We both got into the shape of our lives to show what we could do. But meanwhile, you're just out here doing
a joke.
Yeah, you're a clown. You're out here doing
your little Twitter dance or
your TikTok
your
dances.
TikToks, yeah.
And he basically says, you're a joke.
I want you to make me
Respect you. You have a chance tonight to do something that Jey Uso will never do. Make me respect you.
Make me respect you. And you know what? He might not have got his respect, but when it started, Tozawa was going.
Bro, he put
He put a little bit of stank on it. Gunther knew he was getting hit. Like, I'm not gonna say that Tozawa overpowered him.
It was not close, but
Tozawa was like pop, pop, pop. He doing backflips and dodging the kicks, and
he hit him with a few good kicks. He hit him with like some off the rope stuff. Like I said, I knew it wasn't gonna happen, but I wanted Tozawa to put on a clinic, and he didn't quite put on a clinic, but my God, he gave it everything he had, and just.
But you know what? What really and like I said, I love Gunther. I think he is a fantastic heel. I'd love to see him as a face, but he is doing great as a heel, and I'm all for that. But the attacking Tozawa after,
yeah,
and then Otis coming in there and him attacking Otis.
Yeah, cause he starts off, he hits Tozawa with a power bomb, and he sits down for the count out. And before the referee can count to 3, he pulls him back up,
God, yes,
lifts him up off his feet. You could see that Tozawa was like holding his feet off the ground. But point being, he lifts him up off his feet into the chokehold. They ring the bell. He drops Tozawa to the ground, and then he's like, you know what, fuck it. Grabs Tozawa, puts him back in a chokehold, and then obviously Otis gets into the ring.
I love Otis though, man. He was, he had that look like I'm about to kill you.
Yeah.
But again,
and I'm not gonna say Otis could beat Gunther, but he could give him a hell of a fight.
A lot more than Tozawa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But of course that doesn't happen because Gunther basically just pushes him in the face, says, "Come on," and you have him like kicking his leg and then tearing off his shirt, and then Gunther rolls out of the ring, and then
Jay shows up.
Well, no, I'm saying Otis goes to check on Tozawa. Gunther gets back in the ring, puts Otis in a chokehold, and then Jay comes out to the ring, and Gunther runs like a little bitch.
Runs like a little bitch.
And he still has this smirk on his face, like he just did something.
Yeah.
That's what really peeves me, is like...
But again, like I said, I love Gunther. He is fantastic in that ring. He is a phenomenal heel.
But this was...
But hear me out.
This was just sad. And not even sad for Tozawa. I'm saying sad for Gunther. Because this... he's coming out there saying, "Oh, I'm the best there is, the best there ever will be, blah, 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 blah." Then what the fuck was that?
Yeah, but like he said too, and I think it boils down to, he made a whole thing again on X I didn't put on there. I'm kind of working on trying to figure out how I can legally get around some of the videos and stuff that I want to do on there. We could skip through some of them, or just show links to them by putting my Discord on there. Or maybe creating folders, whatever we can go to, because I know that's what some people are doing. But he made a video online of how Uso, again, will never be on his level. That he's going to completely destroy Jey Uso at Mania. And again,
Yet he hasn't stepped in the ring with him
I don't think, hear me out, this is me talking. Unfortunately, and I say this the best way I can, supporting Jay, but I think Jay is going to win, but I just want it to be good. I want to believe that Jay beat him.
Going back to the fight at Saturday night main event, we saw Jay pushed Gunther to the limit. We already saw him do that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe if he just had a little bit more in the tank, he could have beaten him there. So we just give us another match exactly like that.
Exactly.
But push it even further. You know, after because like we said, you know, at that fight at Saturday Night Main Event, he was this close to beating Gunther 4, 5, however many times it was, and then Gunther gets up, hits him with the double power slam, and it's over. 1, 2, 3. Pull off something like that, and then when Jay gets hit with that double power slam, he kicks out. You know, Gunther hits him with the big ass kick. I don't know what his name for it is, but the big ass kick to the face. Jay kicks out of it. And you just show him getting up over and over and over again. And we've already seen what that match could be. Now you just have to take that match and make it even better.
But like I said before, I don't care who wins, but if we're going with skill versus skill, nothing against Jay by no stretch, Gunther wins hands down. But if they can get it to where I'm convinced that Jay can outmaneuver him, you know, do some of his little high flying stuff that he can do.
That's what I said.
And again, but hold on. Again, that needs to be where you're to be like, okay, I'll accept that. But I'm gonna tell you, if he goes in and
they're just hitting each other, and he wins it, no. But like I've said time and time again, Jay can beat him. He just has to make sure Gunther doesn't keep him grounded. Because if he can get that momentum building, if he can get onto those ropes, if he can do his, you know, frog splashes, his drop kicks, his all these high flying maneuvers, he can beat Gunther. It's just a matter of
Gunther is more ground and pound.
Yeah. Jay is more high flying.
Yeah, and they need to stick to their guns
and we need I think we need to have both of that. Like I said, at Saturday Night Main Event, I know I keep going back to it, but he was this close.
I agree.
So many times.
Yep.
Just do not exactly like move for move, obviously, but do exactly what you did at Saturday Night Main Event.
Yep.
And then just push it a little bit further.
Yep. Exactly.
And I don't think anyone will doubt Jey Uso anymore. Anyway.
Exactly.
Then you had the Lyra versus Dakota Kai, Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai for the Intercontinental Championship.
And it was a great match. And you know, I feel the need to bring this up because I was impressed with this. It was a phenomenal match. Bunch of back and forth, bunch of pinfalls, kickouts. But Lyra, right? That's the champion, right?
Yeah.
Lyra Valkyria. Oh my! The core strength on this woman is absurd. It was 2 or 3 times during that match where Dakota Kai had her pinned, and she picks her up off the mat just by I don't even know what the word for it. Basically just arching her back and getting her shoulders off the mat while also picking Dakota Kai up. It was absurd, and she did that twice, maybe even 3 times.
And she did it once or twice in the corner too.
Yeah.
And not the refs, the announcers we were talking about her tremendous core strength.
Yeah. Because I remember at one point she was hung up on the top rope, you know, knees over the top ropes, hanging back, and she's like, boom! Lyra Valkyria, phenomenal match. Beautiful match.
But you know what really impressed me, even at the end of it all? She brought Kai, helped Kai get up, whatever, and raised her hand. You know, they did the whole, huggy type thing.
Yeah, sportsman. Once again, Lyra retains, defends her title.
She's a phenomenal champion.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I said, these are the kinds of champions I want to see. The ones that are out, maybe not even every week, but, you know, every other week, at least once a month. And that's the bare minimum. But she's out here, I'd say, you know, every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks, defending her title. Those are the kinds of champions I want to see. I don't want to... Nothing against Cody Rhodes. When he's defended his title, what? Once a month? And the last 2 times he's defended it was against Kevin Owens. And now he's not defending this title again until WrestleMania. That's like 2 months. I want to see champions out here. At the very least once a month defending their championships. I would love... And this is why I said, I want LA Knight to get the United States Championship back. Not because I think he's better than Shinsuke or whatever, but because at the very least he was out there every fucking week defending it.
But then you get to Dakota Kai's walking up the ramp, and Ivy Niles runs out, attacks her, jumps in, attacks Lyra, holds the title up like she accomplished something again.
And then runs out. Once again, this kind of shit will never make sense to me. Like, oh, I just put myself back into the Intercontinental Championship talk. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, we'll get to that. They make a comment later.
But then we have an interview with Sami Zayn, Jackie Redman, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Jackie Redman, Sami Zayn back, not even in the back, like in their own little...
Yeah, it was kind of like a back room or
Yeah,
something.
like sitting down talking, and she's like, you know what? We all know what's on... everybody... I'm just going to get straight to it. We want to talk about you and Kevin Owens, but you told me you did something this week. And Sami goes on to say, yeah, I went to Kevin Owens' home, and nobody was there.
No, he said, I went there for not good intentions.
He says, I don't even know what my own intentions were, but they weren't good.
But his mom was home.
So, we talked, we caught up, we did all this. And he says, when I came home that night, I couldn't even look myself in the mirror. Because I don't recognize myself. I don't recognize Kevin Owens. And right now, I don't know what I'm capable of. I don't know what he's capable of. People keep asking me, oh, how is this time different? And he says... Because family's never been involved before. And now it is.
It's just been me and Kevin. And this time...
It's different.
It's different. He showed up at my house. I've shown up at his house. Our families are involved. And this is the end of it.
And he basically, he looks straight in the camera and he says, Kevin, I'll be honest with you. My neck isn't where I want it to be. And I know it's going to be a bad time for me at Elimination Chamber. But it's going to be a very, very bad time for you.
Yep. Very bad.
Exactly.
And then you had Bianca and Naomi kind of saying how they were going to come out and they were going to beat the Judgment Day for the third time.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then Dom, of course, walks down the ring with Finn and Carlito.
Yeah, because he can't do a damn thing. Like I said, I don't want to get into it, but I cannot wait for Judgment Day to fall apart at the... Just explode, however you want to say it, and see Dom.
But you had the Braun Breaker versus Dom match, and
as you expected, it was a slaughter.
Yeah, until...
No, not until. It was a slaughter, just through and through. Because, you have Carlito...
But you had, of course, Judgment Day
doing their 3v1, and the ref, the announcers were like,
They even tried... I think there at the end, he even told him to go, but it was already, like, the last second too late.
Yeah, like, they were saying, like, oh, Breaker's fighting an uphill battle. I'm like, the fuck are y'all talking about? He's whooping all 3 of their asses.
Like, they jump up to the ring, and he was pushing them off.
Yeah,
and then the ref,
Finn jumps up on the apron and
trips.
And then Carlito trips Breaker, and basically at the end of the day, Braun Breaker wins the match. He beats the shit out of Dominic Mysterio, as everybody expected. Carlito gets in the ring.
Mysterio got disqualified, technically.
Oh, that's right. He didn't even...
Because the ref got caught. They got caught by the ref doing their double antics.
Yeah, they weren't even trying to hide it. He was gonna spear Dominic Mysterio in half. So Finn and Carlito just jump up on the rope, and
I think that's the moment the ref called it.
Yeah, and then Breaker pulls Carlito into the ring, beats the hell out of him, beats the hell out of Dom, and then Finn comes into the ring with a steel chair.
This was beautiful.
And Braun Breaker drops down onto the ground on all fours and just stares at him. Goes, roar, roar, roar. And Finn just like
grabs the chair and
slides out of the ring. It was beautiful.
I know it might have been faster in reality, but I just saw like the cartoon of them like the whole little toes. You know what I'm saying? The whole cartoon moment where they got the chair or whatever, and they're like their little toes are just like crawling away. That's how I saw it in my head, because it was just this slow motion like.
It was beautiful. Like I said,
it was that cartoon moment, like you see in like Roadrunner, Coyote, the Bugs Bunny, the Looney Tunes.
They're just like, okay, we're good. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna leave now.
Like I said, you see a little like cartoon where their toes are the only ones like walking away. That was what basically happened in my brain at that moment.
It was gorgeous. I loved every second of it. Because, once again, you know next week there's going to be another match between those three.
But then you had, this is where I was getting at, you had the Creed brothers and Ivy talking backstage.
Oh, yeah, about how, Ivy's saying, and the Creed brothers are congratulating her, which is fucking hilarious to me, like she actually did something.
Like...
Redmond comes up, she's like, so you just attacked Dakota and Ivy, are you trying to get back in the Intercontinental Championship picture? And she's like, the fuck kind of question is that? Of course!
And then she's like, I'm going to tell you this, Lyra. Every single week, I'm going to attack you. I'm going to do things to you until I get my title shot.
Mm-hmm.
And
didn't she already have a title shot and she lost?
Technically, I would have been during the tournament, I believe. And I don't think she faced Lyra for it.
Oh, yeah, because I'm pretty sure Dakota just beat her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then they announced that...
Well, the War Raiders attack them.
Well, they announced that the Creed brothers had a match against the War Raiders, and that's like right when the War Raiders
showed
right.
Up. I remember that now. Yeah. And the War Raiders attack them from behind and just beat the shit out of them, which is surprising for a face tag.
But look at what they did to them, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, normally you don't see that out of a face team or faces in general. They don't usually do attacking from... I have no problem with it. The Creed brothers 1000% deserve it. I just felt the need to point that out.
Yeah, the Creed brothers are... Like I said, they might be a great team. And they are great in the ring, especially together.
Yeah.
But I've never been a huge fan of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love Ivy, don't get me wrong. I think Ivy could be solo and be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. But once again, what the fuck were they doing during that match? They're just stupid. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to...
Cody comes out to the ring.
And he's like, what do you want? Never mind. I know what you guys want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about The Rock.
Yeah.
So here's how this goes. The Rock is offering me everything. My legacy.
Yeah.
My family's legacy.
And,
everything I have fought for.
Everything I've fought and scratched and clawed to get. He's saying I won't need to fight and scratch and claw anymore. And, this isn't just for me to decide. I have my family. I have my wife, my children.
My children's children.
Yeah, my sister, the Nightmare Factory.
Nightmare Factory. Which is kind of like his training.
Yeah. I have all this to think about in making this decision. And then Seth comes out to the ring.
But I want to make a point with the whole Seth thing, and you can read it. But the commentators were even on him with that. And we laughed about it. Because I think Cole goes, is that a raincoat?
I think it was Pat.
Was it Pat?
I'm pretty sure it was Pat that says, is that a raincoat?
And then Cole goes, if that's a raincoat, then it's supposed to be rain pants.
And rain boots to go along with it.
And rain boots to go along with it. So, I mean, it was... And we talk about Seth's outfits a lot. And I understand that it's all what he wants, what they do.
It's his... and that's the thing, is I love that about Seth. He always comes out in the goofiest shit, and I love it. I love
I
it.
would be absolutely terrified with some of the outfits he wears. Like, I'm telling you, if you go back and watch some of his video, like, entrances, whatever, especially like the WrestleManias, the SummerSlams, things like that, you just go, what?
I love it.
What? Yeah.
I love it. I love every single one of them. They're goofy as shit, and I love them. But anyway, he comes out to the ring, and the first thing he says, Cody, what the hell are you thinking? You know, just last year, we were fighting together, side by side at WrestleMania. Fighting against the Bloodline, against Roman Reigns, against The Rock. And now you're standing in this ring thinking about selling your soul to him?
Mm-hmm.
I'd have slapped him in his face.
Yeah, the fact that you didn't slap him in his face is a slap in my face. You know,
No.
Don't make me regret everything I sacrificed to make you champion.
And he goes, Cody tells him, he goes, at WrestleMania, you are my shield, my brother. You are the MVP of WrestleMania 40.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, then he tells, you know, Seth, he's like, The Rock doesn't want your soul. He wants mine. Because yours is already compromised.
Yeah, he brought up the fact that, you know, you betrayed the Shield, you ran this place with the Authority, and Seth basically says, you know, maybe I'm out here trying to stop you from making the same mistakes I made.
Yep, exactly.
Because he did, you know,
Yeah.
he ran with the Authority for, what, a year plus?
Yep.
So yeah, don't go selling your soul to people, because they're not going to give you shit.
Exactly.
And then he tells Cody, like, as he's getting ready to kind of leave, he's like, I don't want your soul.
I want
want
your title.
that.
Yep.
And points to his title.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, it was honestly a great promo. Okay, hi Thor. But yeah, it was a great promo for both of them, and once again, Seth nailed it. I mean, Cody, what the fuck are you thinking?
Now, I thought this was funny, because after, like, the Gunther thing that went
Mhm.
on, he posted a tweet out on X,
I'm reading it. I just read it.
and he puts a promo out and he says, Jay's career will end at Mania. He will go on to be a server at the Waffle House.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he put it. There was a lot more, like, to it, but that was, like, the
And yeah.
main point behind it.
Make Jey Uso a server at the wall. That's an absurd statement. I love it.
But it's so direct. It was just like,
it's like
not
Jey-
McDonald's, not Taco Bell. It was the
Waffle
Waffle
House.
House.
What is his problem with Waffle House? That's what I want to know. Who at Waffle House hurt Gunther?
And then we were even laughing about this, Tafari.
Yeah, Jey
but-
Uso goes back and, you know, he's checking on Tozawa, checking on Otis, and then as he's walking out of, like,
And he
the...
doesn't ever really say anything, like, directly to them. They're all like,
Yeah.
Waller
Waller's
running his jaws.
Yeah, Waller and Theory show up, and Waller's like, you know what? You think you're going to go on to WrestleMania and beat Gunther? He's going to embarrass you. He's going to end your career. Blah, 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 blah.
You're just a meme. You're yeet. And he doesn't even do the whole yeet thing.
And then Jay does it, and Theory does it alongside him.
And Waller just kind of like,
Looks at him, was like, really? You're going to do his thing? And then they start bickering, you know, you're going to do his
don't
thing
do
now.
this right now.
Yeah.
Don't do this right now.
And then Jay super kicks the shit out of Austin Theory, puts him on his ass. And you know what the funniest thing is? Theory didn't do anything.
It took Theory a second, but he did drop down. And
But-
everybody's talking about, it was like this half second of like, okay. And then he kind of drops down, like, am I supposed to, like, go? And it was, I don't think it was, like,
Yeah.
I think it was
Exactly.
over that whole moment of, like,
Fair Fox.
okay.
Yeah, Fair Fox.
At least it was a me moment, you know?
Yeah, really.
But then you had, you know, Austin Theory went online, on social media, and was like, I just had to.
Yeah.
And then he has, like, the little yeet sign on the thing. So, I mean, and if you watched NXT, which we're gonna try to start talking about, if you've watched like some of the X stuff that they put out, you can see them slowly kind of starting to.
Oh,
care.
100%. But yeah, Austin Theory. Walker sends out a tweet saying, I don't appreciate the walking meme attacking me unprovoked. I don't appreciate bullies in the workplace. My lawyers will be in touch. That's obviously not going to fucking do anything.
Yeah, it was 100% staged. But the thing is, they had the picture of him like with a bottle of juice or something. It looked like on his cheek where it would have hit him. So, and then you had Logan Paul kind of sending out the whole little thing that he is absolutely 100% what's best for business.
Yeah, but anyway. And then we get to the main event, Bianca and Naomi versus Raquel and Rodriguez. Bianca and Naomi attack Judgment Day before the match even starts, kick their asses, send them tumbling out of the ring. And then, from there on, after that point, it's a good back and forth until dumb, dirty Dominic Mysterio comes out to the ring.
Oh, there's where that actually was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had a whole...
And then he jumps up on the ring. He's causing distractions.
Surprise!
Yeah, who could have seen that coming?
Exactly.
Stevie Wonder?
Right.
But yeah,
I know we joke, and again, we're not. I don't make fun of blind people, but it is one of those things that if anybody could have seen that coming,
Yep,
you saw that coming, and you saw that coming from like the other side of town. Thing like that was
but yeah, Dominic gets in there. He's constantly like getting up on the rope, causing distractions, bunch of bullshit as usual. And I was very surprised by this. This gives the shot for Liv and Raquel to win the titles back for a historic third time.
Course.
I was not expecting that in the slightest. I'll be completely honest.
Nope.
I was expecting this to be Bianca and Naomi wiping their hands of the Judgment Day. And instead, now we have these shit stains as champions.
You're okay.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And then, just some rumor and some fun stuff. Which we do have some of the pictures for some of this. CM Punk's dog is now in Supercards.
Oh, yeah. Hang on. I have it. Let me pull it up, because I'm pretty sure we can pull up, like, tweets and stuff, right?
We can, as long as we just show them, like, our stuff, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, you might have to.
What?
That's why I just kind of send you a picture. I don't know if I have it on there. It might not pop up.
It should
unless I
pop
sign
up.
in.
No, it shows the stuff. It just doesn't... Like, you can't see replies. Boom. I think that's the right button. Let me check. Boom. Just checking real quick to make sure. Oh, we're lagging. Hang on, guys. Uh-oh. I'm gonna assume we're on the right thing, and you guys can see the Larry card now.
Oh, let me double check here real quick.
But yeah, you sent me this earlier today, and I was like, what the fuck did you just send me?
Yeah, he comes into the bedroom, my bedroom, and he's like,
what the hell did you just send me?
So I had to explain what I...
But yeah, Larry, this is an adorable fucking dog, by the way.
And suppose that is a real picture of Larry. Like, I had to look it up.
I would hope so. Like, why would they do a fake picture of Larry?
I'm just saying it is, like, a legit picture of...
I don't do these trading cards thing, but I really want to know what the plus 1,623...
It's Supercard is, like, its own game from what I don't play it.
Yeah.
But it's, like, an online game, and I don't want to say, like, what it consists of, because I really don't know.
Yeah, but Royal Rumble 25, level 0, S11, whatever all this means. You got a card of your rarity? What does that even mean? 5, level 0,
you can't see it.
S11, whatever all this means. You guys can't see the things. If I do this. There we go. Oh god. Now you're seeing a bunch of... No, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. No! crap. There we go. Now you can see it.
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, it's the right thing now. I was just dumb. But yeah, this is Larry's trading card from, what is it called?
Supercard.
Supercard, yeah. S11, Royal Rumble 25, Level 0, Larry, plus 1,623 TGH to deck.
Like I said, we don't play it, so we don't know. But I thought it was kind of neat to bring it up. Anybody who kind of
if you do play
the name, we keep hearing the name Larry.
If you do play super cards, then you can go out and get this card maybe.
I think you have to open up like
you have to open like packs and stuff. And WWE copyrights the name Kalax. Is that how you pronounce it?
Silax.
I'm gonna go with Silax. Anyway, Silax will be used for Jessica Carr, WWE's first full-time female referee. She has been completing in Evolved under a mask, and I will pull that up as well because it's on X. We're fine.
As long as we just pull up the pictures and don't necessarily, we can bring up even like Covert TV.
Yeah, according to Fightful Select, the Calyx. Okay, so you added an extra A in there, I think. The Calyx name is for Jessica Carr, WWE's first full-time female referee who has been quietly making moves to return to in-ring action. Sources within WWE claim Carr has been completing under a mask at recent Evolve tapings, and Calyx is reportedly her new identity. So this is Calyx.
I guess they're going to have a mask. It looks like a little Photoshop to me, but...
I would not be surprised.
Or an older picture, maybe, of her when she was wrestling. Which I think they said she had like 1 or 2 matches in WWE and then had like an injury.
That wouldn't surprise me. That happens quite a bit.
So they had to find something to do with her, so they made her a full-time ref to kind of finish out her contract. And now that she's kind of more healthy...
She can, getting back into it.
Which, again, I call him out a lot, and it's fine. I hope that if he ever sees or hears my stuff, or somebody brings me up to him, maybe he'll come and drop by on one of my Twitches or whatever. But Wrestling Days is the one that promotes all this. Now, he made a good point, and I'm gonna call him on this one. This is his, but he made a point to where he would love to see her wrestle in the mask on Evolve, and then still
be a referee
on like Raw and whatever. But when people are like, "Hey, we saw you on Evolve," be like, "What are you talking about?" That whole moment of like trying to hide it, but we all know that it's her.
Yeah.
But yet the whole like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a referee. And then, like, maybe just have, like, slowly move up the rank, or quickly move up the ranks, and then have her, like, compete on, like, Raw.
And then go being a referee in the next match or something. That could be kind of funny.
To where we all, like, know it's her, but yet...
And then I know it's not going to happen, but imagine her being the referee of her own match. I know that wouldn't work, but it's just a funny idea in my head.
Well, the moment, or like, what I think would be really funny is like maybe she comes down to the ring, has a match or whatever, and full bodysuit. Or talking about it, and she has the whole like mask on, whatever, and say she gets into the fight, whatever. And, like, maybe her outfit gets torn. And I'm by no means am I going, like, over PG-13 here. Like, her outfit gets torn or something, and you notice the stripes type thing, like, under. Like, she has a T-shirt on or something, and they notice, like, the leather, like, what she normally would wear.
Yeah, the referee uniform.
Like a striped referee type looking outfit, and be like...
Or maybe one time she comes out in a referee gear, but she still has the mask on or something. That could be kind of fun.
The whole moment of, like, they could really do something fun with it right as they're getting ready to, like,
bring her
okay, you're done being a ref. We're going to go ahead and bringing you back to the full-time wrestler, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And this is something I thought was kind of interesting. TKO, who owns WWE, owns UFC, and they own a couple other things. But this is something more for Knight Rider over there. I thought he'd be way more interested in this. I wouldn't mind. But if you go to the WWE YouTube channel, they actually have PBR on there now.
For those of us not in the know, what is PBR?
What is PBR, Knight Rider? You don't know, do you? I'm not trying to call you out, but you should know.
Bull riding.
Oh.
Professional bull riding.
Why is that on the WWE YouTube channel?
Because TKO owns it.
Yep.
Oh.
And besides that,
And they don't really have a lot of places they can put it.
Yeah.
So they figured that if they put it on there, one, it'll get people who... Because WWE has like 200
WWE.
million something subscribers to their
Yeah.
YouTube channel. I don't remember the exact number.
Mm-hmm.
But that's people watching PBR, essentially.
Yeah, I get you.
I mean, I'm not saying that everybody, but even if you take a third of them, that's still
Exactly.
probably more than what PBR is getting now on just random
Regular-
TV channels.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
This I wanted to bring up, and I think this is going to be interesting. I'm going to try to find it, and maybe we'll watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope it's not on Logan Paul's. Because if it's on Logan Paul's, I'm getting the highlights on everybody else's. But if
Yeah.
it's not, we'll definitely try to watch it. Carmella says she will be on a podcast later this week to discuss her side of the story. Because she knows people have a lot of questions
Mm-hmm.
on why WWE dropped her while she was still under contract, blah, blah, blah,
Mhm.
whatever. Her release. So when it happens, if I can, I will post it on one of our streams, even if I have to pop it in on Wednesday or a Thursday.
Yeah.
But regardless when I find it, I will definitely put it up on our YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Or not YouTube, our Discord.
Yes.
I'll definitely at least try to send a link to where it will be. And then we'll try to remember to watch it. If nothing else, we'll watch the highlights of it at least. And kind of bring up the points that we can kind of get out of it for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Because I do think it's going to be interesting. This is something everybody is bringing up, but I thought we need to bring it up really quick. Vince McMahon is supposedly starting a new wrestling company. He's bringing on former managers, former talent, former camera crews, former writers that have done wrestling before, from the indies to TNA to
Mm-hmm.
everything. He's bringing like all these people together, and everybody's saying he's trying to get a new wrestling organization going. And I'm sorry,
It's not gonna go anywhere.
I agree, but here's my thing. And maybe people disagree with this. Okay, maybe you're 100%. Nope, CK is 100% wrong. McMahon was the problem with WWE.
Oh yeah.
McMahon was the problem why WWE started tanking quick.
Mm-hmm.
So to bring him back in, and I think just because I don't know how his lawsuit's going, I know he says it's done, whatever, whether it is or whether it's not, whether somebody else is running this business and he's just providing the money. McMahon being anywhere on anything wrestling, I would just give it up. I don't even. I might watch an episode or two of it, but unless it like totally just nails me, like, oh my god, that is fantastic, which I do not see, I'd give it a chance.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't see it ever even existing.
I agree.
Like it. He might be doing all this, but like I'm not even trying to be rude. How old is the man now? 70s, 80s? Oh, here I can just. We're gonna find. It doesn't really matter exactly.
It doesn't really matter, but he's pretty old.
Old is Vince? Yeah. How old is Vince McMahon? He's 79 years old, and don't get me wrong, he might live to be 115 for all I know, but he's getting up there in age. I don't think he needs to be going out and this might sound rude. You're almost 80 years old. You have more money than you will ever know what to do with. Sit back and enjoy the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Maybe that's just me, but I feel like for everything he's done, instead of going out and trying to make something new, go and...
Well, see, the thing is, I see his point that wrestling was his dad's legacy, but it doesn't mean it has to be yours.
It's already his legacy, and he's done, up until recently, a phenomenal job at it. Let that, I understand, the lawsuits and all that. Maybe this is his way of trying to make amends or something. I don't know for sure. I don't know the guy. Never will know the guy.
Yeah.
But, go. If you want to be in wrestling so much, help the superstars that are going in now, Try and help Triple H. And I know they're probably not going to accept most of his advice.
Well, the thing is, I think if you want to do this, maybe, and I know he probably has a billion of them, or not a billion, but you understand what I'm saying. He probably has a few scattered throughout the United States, the world even. Go and train superstars.
Yeah.
Like, you obviously did it for X number of years. At least what? We're looking at WWE Raw came out in like 93, 94. You had WWE like Superstars before that, which he was a part of, like backstage doing commentary for them, things like that. So he's been in this business probably at least a good 30 years.
Yeah, 30, 40 years, 50, however, like...
Yeah, so he's been backstage with his dad. He's been the kid backstage, watching it all grow up, watching superstars become superstars, helping stars with their promos. Go and do that. Create something that essentially you can make them better. And again, I'm gonna shoot LFG here, but you could easily do something like that.
Go on LFG for all I care, Go and help those superstars. Go on Evolve. Go on whatever. But I don't think
McMahon's gonna come back to WWE type stuff. But
but you get the point. Like, going to try and make your own new wrestling company. Here's the thing:
we've got at least TNA,
WWE, AEW,
Ring of Honor, which is technically owned by AEW.
Yeah. We
have WoW. And then countless other organizations out there that probably don't even get TV time.
Yeah, like, you're not gonna... Whatever he's trying to do, it's never even gonna get off the ground. And if it does, it's gonna be just like AEW. Everyone will be talking about it and talking about it and talking about it, and then, woof.
The floor fall out.
Because especially with how... Like they said, WWE is hotter now than it ever has been in its entire history.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna do anything against that. But anyway,
there is a lot of talk that we do know she has her 90 days, which I do not have the exact date when it is up. I'm sure it will come closer. But TNA is already looking at Elektra Lopez. She was just released like a week or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
TNA is already looking to sign her. Which again, like some people are saying, that easily brings her back into NXT because of their whole cross branding that they've been doing. Like, if you're watching this tonight, we get the Hardy Boys on NXT for the first time in like 10 years, I think they said. Something like that. I mean, it might not be that long, but it's been a good...
Yeah, they've been out. They've been gone for a while.
So they're definitely looking on hiring her on TNA, which again, I don't know, like even Wrestling Days said, I don't know how that works with them still kind of like, why are they bringing in TNA or WWE old talent to TNA when they can go back to WWE through Cross? It's just really weird.
Maybe they're just happier over in TNA. It could be that simple.
But I know it's going to be mixed, and I'm kind of on the fence with it. These two might not remember the name. In fact, I know Tafari's not.
Austin Aries. That name actually sounds vaguely familiar.
He was wrestling.
Here, I want to look him up, see if I actually do recognize the name or not, or who it is.
He was wrestling for a while in TNA. He wrestled a little bit in WWE.
He looks vaguely familiar, but he also looks like every other white guy ever, so, I mean, that doesn't really mean much.
Every other generic white guy.
Yeah, with a beard and a bald head. Anyway.
Wait a minute.
You know what I mean. Anyway, but there's talks that he's coming back to TNA.
And they know it's going to get mixed reviews, kind of like with the whole Tessa Blanchard thing.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's 46. You know.
So, I mean, I'm all for bringing in the older wrestlers for maybe a little bit of nostalgia. If they still got it, they still got it.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched the whole thing last night, and we're at 20, so we got at least 10, 15 minutes to kind of...
Yeah.
I watched a video last night. It's on YouTube somewhere. Talking about matches that were WWE wants you to forget.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was The Undertaker, which I could show you, but it was a train wreck from the get-go. It was like the first Saudi Arabia show, like maybe 2-3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Undertaker versus Goldberg. And everyone was like screaming how it was a dream match.
But they're both like 60 years old.
It was a train wreck, man. I mean, they both, by about 3-4 minutes into it, they had done everything. And they had given it everything. And you could tell both of them were just... They might have been mentally there, but they weren't physically there.
Yeah, I mean...
Goldberg had got a concussion during the thing. They didn't know it happened because that was like right before WWE started being really conscious about it.
Yep.
And Goldberg got a concussion, and Undertaker was basically having to hold him up, and it was bad. And like I said,
yep.
I understand that you want that nostalgia. You want that dream match, two legends going head to head.
And their final match ever, but when they're both 60 years old, I mean...
well, I'm not even saying 60. I mean, because I've seen videos, and I'm sure you can find them on YouTube, of people who are like 70 years old and could probably whoop my ass.
Yeah, but here's the thing. When you're 60 years old and you've been doing wrestling for 30 years...
Yeah, 100%.
Like, your body... You might be all there mentally, but your body just physically can't keep up anymore.
Yeah. And I think that that's a big issue. There's a few other matches, but that's the one that really kind of stuck out, where, you have these guys who have been doing this for 30-plus years. And we're not even talking the independents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking like WWE, WCW stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They've been on for 30 years on TV.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking the maybe
10 years.
The 10 to 20 years that they were doing this in the independents.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you're pushing 60, but you've already got 40 plus years of
wrestling in the tank.
Yeah,
and your body's just not there.
You could. And like I said, I know we say that this is fake, and it is 100% fake. It is storyline.
But it is still it's a physical sport.
It's physical, and that's what I'm getting at. You're putting wear and tear on that body, because like we have said before, it is harder to... I can sit here, and I know it's going to sound really weird, I can sit here and beat the holy hell out of you all day long, and probably every day for 20 years, and you'll probably be fine. But here's the point I'm getting at. When you are trying to not get hurt, you're actually making it harder on your body because you're tensing. You're doing things that
It's a show.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. I think that's what a lot of people are missing is that when you're getting clotheslined, their clothesline are hitting here,
Yeah.
like on the chin or like right at the chest. I think it's more right at the chest.
Yeah.
But it's made to look like they're here, but they're hitting them here, and they're falling back.
Yeah. And you know that's putting pressure on your neck, on your back, on your like.
And when they're hitting about that hard, even a clothesline from hell, which is JBL's.
Yeah.
Those look like you should be knocked across that ring, but they're dropping like that split second before that even connects, and that's still you fall wrong, you hit that mat wrong.
Yeah.
Again, there is botches out there of that you can watch of in matches.
Yep.
You
exactly.
have like Seth Rollins, I think, was in a match right when he started his career. It might have even been on the main roster.
Yeah.
But he, you saw him jump off that top rope, and he was supposed to land, but he missed. And he stood straight, and you just saw his leg go.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the right way going. It was the opposite way. Like it was if this is your knee, it went.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, what was it? Just a month ago, you know, Io Sky hitting that drop kick and giving somebody a concussion.
Yep.
Like it's still.
And then you had Jimmy Uso breaking his toe.
You had
exactly.
Bronson Reed
breaking
his hand or something.
and whatever, he broke something and he's been out for like 2-3 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is legit. I mean, even professional wrestlers
This is stuff you do not try at home.
Exactly.
get hurt regardless. And like I said, you're putting 60-year-old people in this ring who have been doing this for, again, 30 40 years.
They're gonna get hurt.
They're
Yep.
going to get hurt. These guys have been every day.
Yep.
Some of them at least 6 to 7 times a week fighting on the roads and everything else because, you know, we might get them.
Well, even
we get them like 2 days a week, okay?
and the other 5 days you're still in that gym, you know, pushing your body.
Or you're doing a house show on like a Wednesday or Thursday. Or, you know, you're
Exactly.
taping, you're going to, another thing, and I've told you, and I'm going to send you, I keep telling you I'm going to send you some of his videos that you really need to watch some of his videos, is Maven. Just talking about his career and how it's been on his body, how it's, you know, what it's like to be in the independents as opposed to pro and what you make on an average, and it's
Exactly.
it's
A lot.
it's a lot, and everybody thinks, oh, I want the glitz and the glamour, and yeah, it might be fantastic to be on that camera,
But it's not
it
all
might
glitz
be
and glamour.
it might be fantastic to be, you know, the next John Cena or the Undertaker, but it's a lot of hard work, and by the time you get there, and you know this, by the time you get there, you might be 30, 40 years old. You might
Exactly.
have a good 5 to 10 years in you. But that's it. And you're not, you better be on point for those years because you better be in the best shape of your life. Kind of like what Gunther said to Tozawa. They're in the best shape of their life. They're both in their prime. But he's just better.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah,
I think that's about it for us, guys. If you made it this far, you're watching us on Twitch, go ahead and give us a follow so you can get notified whenever we go live.
words are hard.
Yes. If you're here on Twitch, go ahead and give us a follow so you can get notified whenever we go live. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share. If you want to chat with us about movies or WWE or video games or anything like that, you can go ahead and join our Discord.
And like I said, we did change our bio to be a little more of what we are becoming because we're always together. Well, not together, but always. Yeah. We found that we seem to like it better, and we want our channel to grow with us together, not separate. And it seemed to look like we were always separate.
Yeah.
And this is something that we all want to be involved with.
Exactly.
We enjoy wrestling. We enjoy comic books. We enjoy movies. We enjoy video games. There might be a day we just decide to talk about new video games that are coming out.
Yeah.
And we got, what, 3 random days in there right now?
Yeah.
That we're just going to kind of spitball some stuff and see what happens.
Pretty much.
So if you guys want more of that, just let us know.
Yep.
Like I said, the link is in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Or come in and chat with us for wrestling and say, hey, I really like when you guys did this random thing. And we'll read the wrestling out. I don't care.
Yep. But if you want to support us, you can go ahead and use that donate button down in the About section. But
Down there.
aside from that, we ain't got much else to say. I'm Tilfari.
I'm CK.